What exactly do you think should be done about big tech companies that are like censoring people? Because obviously the free market is a great thing, but when it comes into censoring of the big tech.
Yeah, so I think that the big tech companies are getting away with a bit of a bait and switch here, and that is that they are acting like editorial sites and pretending that they are platforms. So think of it this way. There's two types of services that you can use for speech. One is a website like mine. I edit it, we cultivate it, we decide what goes up. If it doesn't meet our editorial standards, it doesn't go up. And therefore, we are liable for the stuff that we print if it were libelous or defamatory in some way or false. If we put up a non-copyrighted picture, we would get sued. Right? That's because we're responsible for the material we put up. And then there is the common carrier kind of platform view, which is it's a phone line. So when you get on the phone with your friends, if you say something really dumb or you say something that is a violation of law, that's not AT&T's fault. AT&T may suck for other reasons, but that's not their fault. And so the Facebook and Twitter, they've been treated by the law as platforms, where they're not responsible for what people say on those platforms. But then they're stepping in and they're editing what people are saying on the platforms and kicking people off, not for violation of law reasons or legal liability reasons, but because they wish to push certain points of view or certain other points of view. Well, from that perspective, you sound a lot more like my website than you do like AT&T. Well, if that's the case, then you become liable for the material that is on your site. So if you actually want to force these tech companies back into what they were supposed to do in the first place, namely provide a platform without favor to particular points of view, and then we can have an open debate about those ideas, then I'm perfectly happy with that. But if you want to be acting as though Jack Dorsey gets to edit what you see, or Mark Zuckerberg gets to decide which viewpoints ought to be given more value, well, now you're an editorial site and you ought to be treated that way. And every copyright violation you should be held responsible for, and every violation of law you should be held responsible for. And Facebook and Twitter would be bankrupt in a day. So either rediscover your fundamental mission or be stripped of your legal immunity is, I think, the way to do this.